Hello, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at setting up a shelter using the tarp. Now I've done a similar shelter to this before. I believe it's called an Adirondack Shelter. I'll put the proper name down there once I've checked that. So I've got a 3x3 tarp. I'm going to set it up between these two trees using a Ridgeline. I've got my tarp clamps, so they're going to be used. This is only a cheap tarp, so it hasn't got 500 tie-outs or eyelets and stuff like that. I use these where I need them. And so first things first, get the Ridgeline up and then we can throw the tarp over it. Right, fast deploy Ridgeline. I'm going to start by just pulling out a section like that. Take this around the tree. And then just use my carabiner to clip it on that end. That end is done. Now I'm going to move along to this end, and I'm keeping this one quite high. Now I've got my prussiks, which I'm not worried about at the moment, and my cam jam, which we've seen 101 times. So I'm going to do what's called a trucker's hitch. To do a trucker's hitch, I need a loop somewhere along this section of line, so I'm going to make a farmer's loop. Doing a farmer's loop, pass the cord over my hand, wrap twice, 3 times, and then we're going to go from the middle to the left, from the middle to the right, from the middle to the left, and then pull that through. And that gives us a non-slipping loop. It's slipping. A non-slipping loop in the middle of our line. I'm going to come round my tree, feed it through that loop, draw the rest of my line through, and then that will just tighten up nice and tight like that. Now I can just tie this off with a slip knot. Like that. That's tight enough. Just give it a little bit more safety so I don't end up pulling it in the night and undoing my line. There we go. So prussiks, I'm only going to really need 2 of these, so I'm going to put one over there, one all the way over here, and use these 2 prussiks. There. So for the Adirondack type shelter, I'm going to put my tarp in a diamond configuration over the back here with a point coming towards you. So here's my tarp. It's a 3x3 square tarp. I just want to bring this corner over like this. Now I've got a loop on this side, so I'm going to use this one. I'm going to take my prussik, pop it through that hole, put a bit of a toggle in, and that's that side done. Need to come over this side and do the same. However, this tarp doesn't have a toggle here, and this is where tarp toggle clamp comes in. So all I'm going to do is just clamp it on, undo it, clamp it on. So basically what I'm doing is I'm giving myself an eyelet wherever I need one on my tarp without having to damage it and poke holes in it. So same as before, I'll put a toggle in it. Okay, and the prussiks just allow me to tighten it up and hold it in place like that. So that's the first part of the shelter done. With the Adirondack Shelter, I hope I'm saying that right, you end up with 3 sides, so and then a porch area. So the first of my sides is going to be here. So I'm just going to come and peg this out straight down on the side like that, and then the same at that end. So what I've noticed now is that this is a little bit loose here. So I'm just going to make an alteration. I'm going to add another toggle clamp here just to tighten this up so that it's just a better shape. I'm not going to be using this eyelet at all. This is why these are so versatile. And what this does is it makes your your £10 or your £15 tarp from Amazon, equally as versatile as anything with 20 tie-outs and all the rest of it, for the sake of £5 worth of clips. Now that's perfectly fine as it is. Next bit now is to bring the back out. So I'm going to try and bring this back out down here like this. And again, no eyelets, but tarp clamps. Same on the other side. Like that. We just throw this underneath. Gives us a bit of a ground sheet. And again, if I wanted to just tighten it up, I could put another clamp there and just pull it back. Let's do that. Spend a bit of time just going around tightening everything up. But I want to come to the front now and just make my little porch area. It's going to be our tent stake. Again, because we don't like have to tie and untie nuts, I'm going to put a loop in and then use a toggle rather than tie it onto the tarp. This time figure of 8, so start with a loop, we're coming back over, underneath, and then up through the middle. There you go, figure of 8 loop. Don't need massive. Bit of a toggle. Yeah. And then I'm coming through that there like that. Put the toggle in. And then down to for this one, I'm going to use I think it's called a guy line hitch. I've got my my main guy line here and then my working end. I'm going to come underneath and then just wrap it round twice, like that. So I've got 2 little runs on the nut there. Then I'm going to come up and then just wrap it round once. So what I've got there is it looks very similar to the Prussics that we use up there. So the line's going to bite when tension's applied that way, but allow me to slide it like that and give me a nice taut line. Okay. And now it's just a matter of going around, tightening everything up, changing your bite points and everything if you want to. But that is the shelter created for the night. Bring on the weather. I think I'll be nice and dry.